You wake up, but you don't open your eyes. Not yet. The first thing that hits you isn't the light, it's the stench. A thick, suffocating wall of rot that clings to the back of your throat like a physical hand. It smells of scorched lard, raw sewage, and something metallic, the scent of blood from the massive slaughterhouses just a few blocks away. You try to move, but your boots are heavy. You look down and realize you are standing in a lake of black, viscous sludge. This isn't just mud. It's a gruesome cocktail of horse manure, industrial chemicals, and human waste that has nowhere to go. In 1860, Chicago is a city drowning in its own filth. As you take your first step, the ground beneath you trembles. You look up and see something that defies logic. An entire city block, massive brick hotels, shops, and houses, is slowly, agonizingly rising into the air. Huge iron jack screws are groaning under the weight of thousands of tons of masonry. Men are shouting, steam is hissing, and the very earth is being forced upward. You hear a wet, squelching sound behind you. You turn around, and the mist you thought was morning dew is actually a toxic cloud of cholera and typhoid spores rising from the stagnant pools. The mystery isn't just why the city is moving. It's how anyone is still breathing. You are trapped in a biological death trap, and the clock is ticking. If the filth doesn't get you, the very foundation of the city might. The air outside is thick with the screams of iron jack screws, so you push through a heavy wooden door, seeking refuge in a basement tavern. As you descend, the temperature drops, but the air doesn't get cleaner. It's damp, smelling of stale ale and unwashed bodies. You think you're safe from the chaos above, but you've just stepped into the deceptive epicenter of the slaughter. The floor is slippery. Looking down, you see a thin film of water seeping through the floorboards. In 1860s Chicago, downstairs is a death sentence. Because the city is built on a swamp, the ground is saturated. Every time someone flushes a latrine or a slaughterhouse dumps its offal, it doesn't wash away. It sinks. It sits. It ferments. You order a glass of water to clear the soot from your throat. The liquid in the glass is cloudy, with a faint yellowish tint. You hesitate, but the thirst is overwhelming. What you don't know, what no one in this room understands, is the gruesome reality of the Chicago water loop. The city pumps its drinking water from Lake Michigan, but it also dumps all its raw sewage into the Chicago River, which flows directly back into the lake. You are literally drinking the ghost of your neighbor's illness. Within minutes, a cold shiver snakes down your spine. Your stomach tightens into a hard knot. Across the room, a man suddenly collapses, his skin turning an eerie bluish-gray hue. This is the Blue Death, cholera. It's not a ghost or a curse. It's a microscopic invader unveiled by the very water you just swallowed. Your body is about to become a battlefield where you lose liters of fluid in hours, turning your blood into a thick black sludge that your heart can no longer pump. Your body is withering from within, but it's not the bacteria that's about to break you. It's the cure. You are carried through the rising mud to a local doctor's office. The air inside is thick with the scent of laudanum and scorched bone. The man treating you doesn't wash his hands. He believes illness is a corruption of the humors, a spiritual rot that must be brutally purged. He looks at your grayish, dehydrated skin and nods knowingly. Too much heat, he declares, preparing his tools. First comes the bleeding. A rusted, unsterilized blade, or perhaps a handful of leeches, are placed upon your arm. You watch in horror as your precious, thickened blood is drained away. He believes that by weakening your body, he is weakening the disease. Next is the main course, calomel, a powder of mercurous chloride. In 1860, this is considered a miracle drug. The doctor tells you to swallow it to cleanse your system. The gruesome reality is that you are swallowing a slow-acting poison. Mercury is not a cure. It is an annihilator. Within hours, the agonizing cramps of cholera are replaced by a new, bone-chilling sensation. Your gums swell, turning a vibrant, diseased red. Your teeth loosen in their sockets, some simply falling out onto your tongue. The mercury is attacking your jawbone, literally causing it to shatter and rot away from the inside out. Your breath smells not of sickness, but of decay itself. You came to the doctor to escape the water, and instead he is systematically dismantling your face. Adrenaline is a deceptive mistress. It masks the agony in your jaw and the fire in your gut just long enough for you to stumble out of the doctor's office. You are a walking ghost. As you hit the street, the world feels like a fever dream. To your left, a 3-story hotel is hovering 6 feet in the air on thousands of jack screws. You have to crawl beneath it, through the dark, damp space where the old city is being buried alive. The ground here is a graveyard of things Chicago wants to forget. You see the bloated carcasses of horses, half submerged in the black ooze, and worse, the body snatchers, or resurrection men. They lurk in the shadows of the raised buildings, looking for those the cholera took but the city hasn't buried yet. In the 1860s, a fresh corpse is worth a week's wages to the local medical schools. They look at your sunken bluish eyes and stay back, but only just. They are waiting for you to stop moving. You reach the Illinois Central Railroad station. The iron tracks are the only thing that looks solid in this city of liquid mud. But the station is a gruesome scene of desperation. Thousands are trying to flee. The air is thick with the soot of locomotives and the cries of the dying. To get on that train, you have to push past mothers holding limp children and men whose faces are as shattered as yours. You find a spot in a crowded wooden cattle car. As the train whistles and the wheels begin to grind, you look back at the skyline. You see a city literally lifting itself out of its own excrement, a feat of engineering built on a foundation of bones. You've escaped the water and the doctor's mercury, but as you feel your tooth click against your tongue and fall out, you realize that Chicago has left its mark on you forever. Survival is not always a blessing. You survive the cholera, and you survive the mercury, but you are a living testament to the shattered dreams of the 19th century. Years have passed, and the year is now 1885. You return to Chicago, not as a resident, but as a shadow. You wear a leather mask to hide the missing portion of your jaw, the mercury scar, that makes you look like a monster to the children playing in the streets. The city you once knew as a swamp is gone. Chicago has successfully raised itself. The streets are paved, the buildings are towering, and the air is filled with the roar of a world-class metropolis. But as you walk along the banks of the Chicago River, you realize the deceptive nature of this progress. The city didn't solve the problem, it just moved it. The massive new sewer pipes, the pride of American engineering, are vomiting millions of gallons of waste directly into the river. The water is no longer liquid. It's a black, bubbling, gelatinous mass so thick that even the rats struggle to swim through it. It's a bone-chilling realization. The very system built to save the people of 1860 is now poisoning the entire Great Lakes region. You stand on a bridge and look down at the oily surface. You see a reflection of a city that prioritizes the height of its buildings over the health of its people. The silent killer isn't gone. It has just evolved into an industrial titan. As you touch the cold leather of your mask, you understand that 1860s Chicago didn't just lift its buildings, it buried its victims in the foundation of the future. The city is beautiful, but its roots are rotted, and the bill for this progress is still being paid in blood. If you had stood on those mud-soaked streets in 1860, you would have seen a miracle of engineering. But beneath that miracle lay a gruesome reality of poison, malpractice, and a city that literally climbed over the bodies of the sick to reach the sky. We like to think we are safe in our modern world, but history reminds us that every luxury we have today was paid for by those who didn't survive the 24 hours. If this journey into the dark side of history chilled your blood, hit the like button and subscribe. Comment below which city's hidden horror you want us to unearth next. Don't close your eyes. The past is closer than you think.